Passionate speeches, angry accusations and counter-accusations. The Pakistan National Assembly witnessed a barrage of speeches today from both the government and the opposition leaders as the parliament convened today. The biggest agenda of the day, of course, is the vote on the no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan. According to the Pakistani media, this motion will be tabled later today, that's after 8 p.m. Pakistan local time. And in a further bid to either delay or stop the no-trust vote, the Pakistan government has filed a review petition against the Supreme Court's verdict on the Deputy Speaker's April 3rd ruling. Now, this move comes a day after the Prime Minister had claimed to have accepted the Apex Court's decision on Friday. Today in the Assembly, the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said that the Speaker's decision ahead of the no-trust motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan was final. And going straight across now to our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, who has been tracking all those developments, getting us the very latest. Anas, this review petition that's now been filed against the Supreme Court's verdict just a day after Imran Khan had claimed that he had accepted the Supreme Court's verdict on the matter. Take us through the latest at this point.
Well, Molly, just to clarify, as we speak, the review petition has not been filed, and this is what has been confirmed by the Supreme Court authorities. For one very reason, the court was quite clear. The court had left already by the time this petition came in. It's a Saturday in Pakistan, so the court functions until 12:30 p.m. local time. This petition came in around 3 p.m., so it was not entertained. It's been kept at an office in the Supreme Court building or nearby, but it has not been filed as I talk to you. It will only be filed now, perhaps on Monday, when the court resumes. That being said, the other technical bit with regards to this petition is that whether or not will this be entertained, because you have to keep in mind this is a suo motu case. The Chief Justice was heading this. So in technical terms, in lawful terms, it is said or understood that a suo motu cannot be challenged. So that is the other technical point that remains to be seen once this petition is formally filed or formally admitted by the Supreme Court. Molly?
So what happened now, Anas, now that we are looking at this possibility of this review petition being filed, and at the same time, the 8 p.m. Local timing for that no confidence motion vote to be held in the Parliament. So do we see that vote still going ahead or not?
Well, as we speak, the timing for the vote has not been confirmed or communicated as yet. There were some media reports that a possible headway in the negotiations between the opposition and the government and the Speaker has been done. However, it is now confirmed that it's not going to happen around that time and that the negotiations bore no fruit. Having said that, we're expecting the vote of no confidence to be held later tonight, somewhere before midnight. That is a given. That's what we're given to understanding. That is something that we've been seeing that the opposition has been pressing for during this very session. It started from the chance of voting needs to be held as soon as possible, just as the session started, and now it has come to the point where the opposition is now literally requesting the Speaker to just give them a time for the voting. While the opposition is adamant, rather insistive, of getting a vote of no confidence done or the voting on the no confidence motion done, on the other hand, the ruling party, the PTI, is insistent to get a fresh election done. And that is the reason they have been pushing the opposition and rather pinning them or taunting them and taking jibes at them to come to the election, to come to the public, to go for elections, and that to face them in the public. As I talk to you, there is a break that's currently ongoing for this session. It's because there's a namaz break within Ramzan as well. There's a namaz break, and after that, we're expecting the session to resume for a short amount of time, and then there would be the iftar, the other namaz break as well. That would lead to iftar as well. So, presumably, any such proceedings with regards to vote or any forward movement along vote is to happen expectedly after iftar, that is after sunset. Molly?
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment, Anas, but of course coming back to you as and when further updates trickle in as the political developments in Pakistan and the crisis continues to intensify. Let's get in further perspectives and a better understanding of that situation unfolding on the ground. With us on the broadcast is former Pakistan High Commissioner to India, Abdul Basit, and the Director General of the Islamabad Center for Regional Studies as well. Thanks very much, Ambassador, for being here with us. Another googly from the Imran Khan government just a day after he claimed that he had accepted the Apex Court's verdict rejecting that ruling by the Deputy Speaker. Now a review petition is expected to be filed against the Supreme Court's verdict. What do you make of that?
Yeah, very interesting, and it is getting more and more interesting by the hour, I would say, because previously we all thought that a vote would be held, but now if the government is thinking of submitting a petition, review petition, then obviously it is not in mood to hold this vote, it seems. And in my view, I would slightly differ with Anas, and my view is now that perhaps they're using these speeches in the National Assembly to buy time, to procrastinate, and these dilatory tactics. Rather, at the same time, they're reinforcing their narrative of a conspiracy, international conspiracy. We just, heard what Minister Shireen Mazari said. She was fierce and very critical of the U.S. So it seems that now the government and now a cabinet meeting, a special cabinet meeting is being held. So I think the government is in no mood to give in so quickly and easily, and they will go to the hilt in order to make sure that if even a vote is held, at least they do not lose the public support, and that is on their side. So I'm still not sure as to what is going to happen. As I said earlier, it continues to be a cliffhanger. We do not know which side the things will really go. But my feeling is that the government is in no mood to hold this vote today, even before midnight. Then the second question comes in whether the government would like, or especially the Speaker and others would like to be held in contempt of court, because if the Supreme Court again takes a suo motu notice, these people can be disqualified for life, as a matter of fact. So there are dangers involved. There are implications of not abiding by the Supreme Court judgment. So the government has to, weigh its options very carefully. On the one side, they can be rebellious in the sense they can be not abiding or going along with the Supreme Court's decisions. They can submit a review petition, and then I'm sure that would not be maintainable. That would be dismissed by the Supreme Court instantly, because as Anas very rightly pointed out, it was a suo motu, and the bench was headed by the Chief Justice himself. So the game is getting increasingly very interesting and very uncertain at the same time. So we do not really know how this will end up.
Let me ask you for your comment on a statement made by Shah Mahmood Qureshi just a while back. He says that the U.S. National Security Advisor called the NSA of Pakistan and categorically said that the Imran Khan visit to Russia should not happen. What do you make of this claim?
That is correct. I mean, the U.S. leadership called many countries, including U.S. Secretary Blinken, calling Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar. So this is not something sui generis or unique, peculiar to Pakistan, which happened. States do these things, do try to convince as to whether you should be taking this step or not taking this step. So this is not something, unprecedented in my view. These are routine diplomatic matters, and we should be taking these things in that stride, rather than making, blowing it out of proportion, in my view. So I think I take it as a routine diplomatic matter. U.S. has been doing these things not only vis-a-vis Pakistan, but other countries as well. And this was, I mean, we all know that how the West has taken the Russian, whether you call it aggression or military operation against Ukraine, whatever name you give it, the US and other Western countries have been lobbying or trying to really support their position against Russia. So, but our Prime Minister did go ahead with his visit, and the majority of people, I think, do support his visit because that was scheduled much before the Russian action. And then it's I do not see that visit to Moscow as an isolated event. That is part of the process which perhaps began 15, 16 years ago. And both the countries have been trying to build this relationship, though the process has been rather slow, but the mutual desire is there to strengthen this relationship. But if the visit had taken place, nothing really had come out of that visit because of sanctions on the Western sanctions on the US, on Russia. So if the visit, if our Prime Minister went ahead, but the visit itself did not achieve much. Many MOUs were signed, but I do not see those MOUs really being materialized or realized at this point in time. So the US did try, but I am particularly glad that our Prime Minister went ahead and did go to Moscow despite US pressure.
Right. So if this was a routine diplomatic attempt, that call that was made by the NSA of the US to his Pakistani counterpart, why would the Pakistan foreign minister bring it up on a debate regarding this foreign conspiracy angle? What does he hope to achieve with that?
Because this is how they are explaining to the public that their government is being removed as part of an international conspiracy in which there is also people, Pakistani politicians who are complicit. So this is the narrative, and they are kind of providing rationale to this conspiracy theory that it is being done because Imran Khan took an independent decision. He did not buckle under pressure, under US pressure. So that's why he is being punished. So this is part of the narrative which is the government is right. trying to build. So nothing unusual about it in my view.
Right. Yes, go ahead.
It's all politics, and we all know how things really go.
Indeed. A lot of uncertainty also that comes with the politics in Pakistan at this point. Now, this foreign conspiracy theory, do you think it's worked in Imran Khan's favor at all?
It is working to a certain extent, I would say, because the PTI supporters blindly believe in this. And now, no different, we are seeing different trends starting on social media. And people are kind of, are very emotional when things come to this stage. I think, by and large, people in Pakistan do see that there was some pressure from the US side. But on the other hand, people who know about how things are done, how diplomacy is worked, they are cautious, by and large, because and the opinion is divided, frankly speaking. The country seems to be polarized along two poles, and if you talk to the PTI people, they would commend Imran Khan for his bold stance and standing up to the US. On the other hand, the opposition is very clear that these things should not be brought into the public domain. These are sensitive foreign policy issues and should not be discussed in this manner. They're also right in a way, because, and I subscribe to the latter point of view, because I too strongly feel that these are sensitive issues and these should not be really used for domestic political consumption. But then politics is politics, we can't really help. But I think at the end of the day, rather than helping, if this, if this narrative is stretched too much, this may boomerang, this would be counterproductive. And now, but the basic question at the moment is whether a vote will be held or not today. And if that is if postponed till after tomorrow or day after, day after, then the matter again goes back to the Supreme Court, and I'm sure that the Supreme Court would dismiss the review petition. And if again somehow the Speaker tries to postpone it, then obviously the Supreme Court would not brook it. They would perhaps hold them, accountable in contempt of court, and that will be quite serious for the PTI leadership.
Ambassador Basit, good to have you with us as always. Thanks very much for sharing those
Thank you very much.
perspectives.
Thank you.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.